Hey, what's up guys, Aaron here, and welcome to this F1 Manager 24 Creator Team Career Mode preview. So this is the effective new My Team mode in the game. So we start off with Team Profile, we can choose our name, and then we've got various origin stories that we can go through. But I'm going to start off with my origin name, and of course, we've got to go for Arava Archer Racing. From the Cody's F1 games to the Frontier games, it is crossing over Arava Archer Racing. So we've got different origins. So these are kind of different stories that you can get set up. You know, the first one, your story origin, is basically the most open one, where you can define everything, live the definitive Formula 1 fantasy and create your own team, then lead them to victory as their team principal. So this is where you have free allocation of the quality of your car, facilities, drivers, and staff. So this is basically full customization mode. But there are then other stories and kind of scenarios that you can play through. So moving into the next step of this creator team mode, we've now got the team set up completely. So we've got starting balance, which we can choose up to $50 million, and we can go down to 10 million is the lowest. And we've got infrastructure, so facilities and car performance. But with the facilities, not only can you do 5 different levels with the car performance, but you can go in specifically, and then you have 14 points, essentially 14 levels to spend on this car development facility. So that's with 5. If you go to lower, to 1, you go in, you've got 0. So that's literally, that's it. That's all you're getting. You can maybe change this around a little bit, and if you went to the lowest possible thing on the operations, you've got 1 to spend in staff facilities, and you've got 7 to spend on the car development. And then you can go all the way up to 5, which gives you double the amount of levels to spend. So let's just choose a bunch. Let's go. I'm going to spread it nice and even here. Let's go with 5-5, because realistically, when I actually do my career mode properly in the game, knowing you guys as well, you'll want me to do the proper road to glory, you know, 0 to hero, you know, absolute pain at the start of the series, but it's so worth it by the end of it. So in this little preview, let's go with 5 for everything, max budget, just so that we can play around with everything and really see how things open up for us. But obviously, when I come to do it in my actual gameplay for the actual career mode, I'm sure we'll be doing more of a road to glory kind of thing. But now we go into drivers. So technically, you can choose any drivers you want, and you get to choose your staff as well. So these are all things you have to choose, of course. You know, and unlike, you know, with the, you know, other F1 game, you are not driving as one of the drivers. So you have to choose both drivers, and you can choose from all the, well, you've got a nice juicy crop of drivers to choose from. It seems like you can't choose maybe, okay, no, to be fair, rating if we go up. Okay, no, you can choose from every driver. It's just about moving the rating system, basically. But obviously, if you wanted to do like a proper road to glory, you'd probably just go for like maybe level 2 at best. Like this crop of drivers is probably a sensible thing to do for when you're creating a team, basically. You can also choose age range, so you can go from like the youngest to the oldest. Obviously, there's no age range of a 21-year-old below in the age range of 5, neither 4 really. If you bump up to 22, 27, then you get the likes of like Lando and Russell and Leclerc, for instance. And then you've got this really cool one of real and generated. So you can go to generated drivers. So these are fake drivers. So this will be the like proper like random as hell like nobodies that you can generate. And it's pretty cool to see like proper different driver faces going on, both male and female, in this one. And then you can reset everything and then go again. So you can choose the drivers you want. So let's say if I was making a dream team, I would obviously want Lando in the team for car number 1, sorry. And then car number 2, well, I mean, I think it would be an absolute dream to have Verstappen and Lando in one team, to be honest. And then the staff, so you can go in, and this is brilliant, you can choose all from real technical staff. These are all real people, real engineers, real technical people in Formula 1. To be honest, that's really cool for them. Like, that's awesome that they're getting a spotlight in the F1 games, basically. You can see there's a small selection of them from each of the different teams. We've got technical staff, head of aero, we've got sporting director. So if we bump up, we've got some of the well-known ones, and then we go a bit lower, then they maybe don't have photos. You can see there from F2. Basically, so you've got F2 sporting directors, F2 race engineers, it would seem, as well. So that's pretty cool, actually. You can pick from F2 staff, basically, and bump them up into it, and then race engineers. So let's go for Hugh Bird. Let's go for the maximum. What have we got? Let's go for GP. We've got to have a GP there with Max, sporting director. What can we go for? Randeep Singh, my guy in McLaren. Let's go for... Yeah, we'll stick with Enrico there. Technical chief. Let's go for Dan Fallows from Aston Martin. So those are going to be the staff picks we do. You've also got this option to just randomize. So you can just throw out... The game will just throw out whatever... and you've got to deal with it, basically. So a nice different way to maybe play around with it, basically. And now we go into the powertrain selection. So we've got Ferrari, Renault, Honda, and Mercedes. You can see on the right-hand side, they've all got their different attributes for power, engine durability, ERS durability, gearbox durability. You can see the Renault is a lot less durable on the ERS and gearbox, but actually better fuel efficiency, to be fair, to it. So they all have their individual stats to choose from, basically. I'm gonna go with the Honda RBPT, because the Honda engine's been pretty damn decent as of late in this last 2-3 years of Formula 1. So we chose Honda RBT, and then there you go. We've got a very nice screen for the... I love this, like this whole this looks very F1 official F1 like. But we got Lando and Max, and now we can choose team colors and the car livery. So I'm going to go for something generic, I like the color red. So let's stick with red. Let's go for like a darker red, though. And I'm going to go with the base of black. And then I'm going to go for a tinge of white. So that's a classic, black, white, and red. Let's go for that. And then car livery. And we can actually, oh wow, we can rotate this round. This is really cool. That's all. Can you rotate this then? Hang on a minute. Discard and return. Go back to this. Can we rotate it? Oh, here we go. Lovely. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Right. So yeah, we've got different presets we could choose from, or we can just create our own one. I like that preset, to be honest, quite a lot, actually. That's a pretty nice preset. Apply and return. You can also hide UI. So if I go H, you can now look at that very cleanly, basically. But then I can edit this. So you've got all these different patterns to choose from. So this is the one... Oh, that's like a nice in-between. This is the one we had already before. And then we got loads of different ones. We've got a camo livery. Also, by the way, I love this model. The model for this car is such a nice model. We've got the tunneling effect, shallow inlets. We've got the shotgun barrels out the back. Big, nice, juicy undercut. The wing, I like. We've got some nice detailing here. Really nice model being made here. But yeah, we've got a good few different... And to be honest, these presets are lovely. Like, they're really nice. And it just really works well on the car. I really like it. I really like it. We've got the paint splatter. Shark? What on earth is that? Like a shark? Oh, yeah. Nice shark fins going on. Really nice presets. I'm going to go for that first one we maybe chose. So that's all this. You know what? I like that a lot. I actually like that a lot. Yeah, let's go for that. So I'm going to define the paint. And so here... We've got different gradients we can go for. So we can go for radial gradient, vertical gradient, for these ones, horizontal gradient. So that's pretty damn nice. So I like that. But yeah, you can play around with it. So you can go for horizontal gradient. So this is different. So it's getting darker like as we go on from left to right, basically. Or you can do a solid color. And then this is... Oh, we can do different finishes as well. We've got metallic. We've got matte, gloss, satin, and carbon fiber. Oh, the carbon fiber. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. You can just do full carbon fiber. Absolutely wonderful. Let's go with the matte finish on that white. With this red, I'm going to go for a gloss. a glossy finish. And then the black is just carbon fiber right now. But you can go for satin or whatever. But yeah, let's just go for carbon fiber. But that's really cool. Apply and save. And then we can save the livery. And then decals are disabled until we do the sponsor package, which comes eventually. But we've got presets for the suits. And again, you can choose the colors for the suits. So I'm going to apply that and edit that quickly. Let's just run through. Yeah, let's go for that. Something like that. And then, oh, the helmet as well. Oh, we can choose his helmet. That's cool. That's very cool. That's unbelievably cool. Right, let's go for like a Lando color then. Is it? I don't know if this is just dependent on the driver or not. But that is really cool. So, okay, so it's for both helmets then. So it's kind of like a team helmet, almost, I guess. But they're looking gorgeous, you know? That is looking like a lovely little team. That's a lovely little team. Logos, we've got preset logos. Or you can make your own one. I'm going to make my own one. And this has got layers. So I'm going to actually add a layer. I mean, to be fair, we could just make some random ass logo. Let's just make some random logo for now. Because you know what? We're going to actually put in some time. I will literally lose like half an hour on this or more just doing this when it comes to our actual career mode. For now, I'll just do a quick save and done basically thing. Because I don't want to waste too much time in this preview basically. But yeah, so we can make our own logo. Which will be on the car as well, and the suit. And then we go to the next step. We can also randomize all this, by the way. Next step, experienced team principals won't receive any guidance. Okay, first time manager. Okay, yeah, I'm experienced. Car development, standard or hard. And then it's easy as well. So you've got 3 different options for how it is. I'm going to go for standard for now, just because I've never played this game, basically. In terms of going forward and starting the new game. But those are all the different sections then that you can go through. So you've got, you know, the team profile. Just to recap, the team profile with the scenarios. You've got the setup. You've got the driver selection, the staff selection, which is all things you can choose out of everything if you choose that first option. Obviously, if you have less money, then it'll be more difficult for you. You've got randomizer for that. You've got the engine selection, car livery, driver suit logo, and then you've got the team principal set up, and then you can go into your new game. Now we dive into the new main menu system for the career mode with a very different bottom line here. So they've actually changed quite a bit of the UI throughout this entire game, basically. But you've got the logo, our name, our drivers, our staff. We've got the new mentality hub. This is interesting. The new mentality area. So this is the mentality of our different, you know, staff and drivers. So our sporting director and our affiliate drivers are optimistic. That's also another thing. There are affiliate drivers now in the game, which I'll get to in a sec. But we've got the mentality of our different candidates. Obviously, Verstappen is, you know, very high in Formula 1. He's used to winning, so right now he's neutral. He's not too sure how we're going to do as a team. Lando's a bit happier because maybe he's got a little bit a lower goal, you know, maybe not having as much success as Verstappen in the sport, basically. And right now we've got no negative or pessimistic people, but every single person that we've signed has a mentality, and we have to focus on that with, you know, trying to keep them as happy as possible, basically. And we've got actually a full report here, and you've got personal situation, team performance, and team principle. So how happy they are with their own performance, you know, with the contract salary, the contract bonuses, and the performance versus the teammate. Team performance is based off, like, I think, like podiums and just, like, you know, the car to car. You got and then my team, the team principle, you know, me, is how they are with the car performance, other staff, and facilities. So different ways which each person can be motivated, basically, and what their mentality is like, essentially. So really in-depth new area of the game, the mentality hub. And it's so important that it's, you know, on display here, right at the forefront of everything we're going to do in the career mode, basically. But let's go to drivers for a sec, because you've got the drivers, we've got the race engineers, but now we've got affiliates. So affiliates are actually young drivers that we can sign that are going to be affiliated with us. So think like, you know, Lando. He was affiliated with McLaren for a long, long time. So that's the kind of driver you can sign in early development. You know, a real-world current example would be Ollie Behrman. Ollie Behrman is obviously affiliated with Ferrari. He drives in Formula 2, and that's going to be displayed here in the game. Oliver Behrman, Ferrari affiliated, but he drives for Prema in Formula 2, but he's affiliated with Ferrari. So we can look to try and sign them into the game. And it seems like we've also got... Oh, I didn't actually didn't know that was going to be... Have they got F1 Academy drivers in? Because Abby Pulling is associated with Alpine. She just, as I'm recording this, just came off the back of 2 back-to-back wins in Miami. So she's in the game. So I suspect... And here we go. No, Bianca's there. That's pretty cool then. That's pretty cool. We've got F1 Academy. That's very cool. I like that touch. That's good from them. That is very good from them. That is very good from them. But yeah, all these guys, all these drivers, we can try, all the drivers in scouting, you can try and sign them to be an affiliate of your team if they're like a young driver. So like, let's say, this Tim, he's affiliated with Red Bull, it would seem, but he's in F3. He's also got a huge head. Sorry, Tim. But you can sign someone as an affiliate driver, basically. But look at all the new UI then. So we've got the calendar's pretty similar, circuits as well. But we've got a new UI now for the cars. Very nice. And you've got this new area where we've got the car performance now. It's been changed up, simplified in areas, and streamlined. So now you can see the attributes, top speed, DRS effectiveness, low speed. They're at the forefront. And on the left-hand side, it tells you what parts you need to improve the top speed. Beforehand, it was the other way around. You would see the parts, and then you could see what they could improve. And it was a little bit, sometimes difficult to really suss out, quickly what to upgrade. But now, I know, okay, we're clearly, we were getting mugged off on the straights. I need to improve the top speed. What can we do? Improve the chassis, improve the side pods, big time. And then also the rear wing and things like the engine could help as well. DRS effectiveness is the rear wing. We've got medium speed, all these different things now. Tire preservation, improve the front wing and suspension, engine cooling, the chassis and side pods. So everything we can see there. What parts to improve for what performance. And then we've got, this is a much nicer screen for car attributes for each circuit. So we've got the different rounds. So you can actually then look at future circuits and try and pre-plan. Now, that was already a thing in the previous games, but it was so difficult to tell because they didn't have this screen. You'd have to go to the circuits and just do it like this. But now it's there built in to the car area, so you can very quickly suss out what circuits got what and try and pre-plan it a bit better for that, basically. So that's really a much better way to show this entire thing off. You've got car development. This is all going to be quite similar though with the car, the different, if you've played F1 Manager 23 or 22, you know how this section works. I don't need to go through it. That's all quite similar. But this entire section is really new. We've got the car parts, the same sort of thing, the warehouse, but now powertrain. Obviously, that's going to be very crucial with the wear because we now have mechanical failures and stuff like that, like scenarios and much bigger failures that could happen in the race, which also will be a thing I can go into with a preview. In a separate preview video, basically. We've got team brand. Okay, so this is where you can change your team branding from race to race. I think you can change your team branding, so you can change the colors around basically as we go on through. We go to the drivers, so obviously racing team, the affiliates. We've got staff there. All of it's presented in a different manner. This feels a lot cleaner. It feels nice and clean. It feels fresh. It's a nice freshen up UI for everything basically here. We've got the engineering team, scouting for the different drivers, technical chiefs, head of aero, etc. Facilities. So here we are. You can see the different levels of each of the facilities. And obviously we chose those at the start. We've got the board confidence, board budget here. So we can go to finances. So now in the finances, this has been changed around. So now there's now a donut chart for the finances, so you'll see it light up in blue and red, so you can very easily see how much money is outgoing and incoming. And then here, the cost gap, you can see it's a question mark percent because now they've simplified it. So yes, you'll be able to see a number with the cost gap, like you've got 94 million, but you can see a percentage of like 67% spent. So now it's easy, and you know, I should be speaking from experience because obviously I went over the cost cap in season 1 in F1 Manager 23. You can actually now see the percentage of you know, the cost cap used, so you can easily tell if you're overspending or underspending. But now we can go into the inbox. We've got first day, and we've got sponsor selection coming up in 6 days time. So this is very important for us as a new team. We've got the key staff coming in, but now we go to sponsor negotiation. So this is another new thing in the game with the creator team career mode. We've got I think it was mentioned 50 fake sponsors to choose from, and you can see each of them has different things going about it. So let's look at the preference first of all. So this is what the sponsor prefers in terms of like an activity, basically a way for them to activate on the team sponsorship. So you've got staff activity. So AVD, they would prefer a sponsor that has a staff activity. Basically, we've got Dola with a driver activity. So that's like a driver turning up, a driver appearance, basically. You know, might pause driver development, whereas this will maybe pause staff development with the AVD. And then Trickstar with the VIP activity. So that's going to be, you know, obviously like, you know, sponsors maybe turning up to the circuit, applying more pressure to you. And then each of them has different funding breakdowns. You've got an engagement target, so you need to really engage Dola, maybe not so much for Trickstar. Or TRK Star or whatever, Track Star. AVD, a little bit less, but you've got, you know, different breakdowns. So you've got upfront payment of 24 million for AVD, 7 million for Trackstar, and then Dola is very odd, 2 million up front. If you get the engagement, you get 48 million. So actually, no, that's a different way to look at it. So at first, it looks like AVD is a better choice with 24 million up front, but if you engage them, you get 6.9. But Dola, if you get 2.2 million up front, that's not a lot up front. But if you really engage them, you get 48 million. You could get 50 million for engaging them properly, and then another 6 million on race day. Whereas AVD, you're only going to get like what, a maximum of 30 million plus 37 million overall. So that's something to look into. And then Trackstar as well, up front 7 million, 28, you know, you're looking at 35. Then race day, they have 9 million for VIP activity on race day, obviously VIPs coming in. So in the end of it, for Trackstar here, 28 million plus 7, 35, 45. So that's 45. It's only 5 less than Dola, but less of an engagement target, maybe pressure, potentially. And then once you select them, you can then go up for optional other sponsors. So that's like your main sponsor. This is like a title sponsor or like a main principal sponsor. And then you've got secondary sponsors, and you can see the different ones here. They've all got their different attributes for mandatory activities. So head of aero fuel advert, technical chief fuel advert. We've got race weekend hospitality, so the pit crew fatigue goes up. We've got non-race appearances, so driver development pausing. You've got hot lap experience, accuracy lowering, energy drink advert cameo, drink marketability going down, driver marketability going down. If they do an advert, a corny advert for a drinks company, CFD simulator advert. These are really cool, really specific little things you can do. So you can choose all these different things. Secondary sponsors. So let's choose a couple here. Pit crew fatigue, yeah, sure, whatever. You can see the different categories of the sponsors. So you got fuel, energy drinks, technology, AI, which is pretty big, obviously, finance as well. That's pretty neat. These are literally all categories that you see in Formula 1, basically. Let's go with technology sponsor there. So we've got a nice breakdown of different sponsors on the car. We can confirm those sponsors. So overall, these are our sponsors. We've got engagement target. Sorry, we've got upfront of 18 million. If we engage them all correctly, 37 million coming in, and on race day targets, we've got 27. So that's quite a lot of money coming in. But you have to do a lot of work to make sure they're engaged, and a lot of work, or take some hits on certain aspects and performances when you have to do things on race day, basically. But really intricate way to look at sponsorships with this creator team by managing those. And now we can place logos on the car. So if I go back to editing and I go to decals, now I can edit decals. So I can actually add in also decals. So let's edit. Let's add our main, what was it? AVD, wasn't it? Did we choose? Yeah, AVD. So we go to AVD and then we can choose, I think we can change the color. We can go full color or silhouette. So that's the normal color of the logo, and you can go silhouette mode, so it won't clash with colors. So you can choose like an appropriate thing to go with for them. So it's a bit tricky with our livery design. I can't lie, but maybe the best thing to go is white, and we can scale it. Obviously, this has been done in a way where it works well on console as well, remember, this game. But we can move it about, and we can rotate, and we can look at that all together. So we can move this up here, and maybe move it to where this red bit is. That could be quite good in the red bit. And then you can rotate it as well. So actually we can go like that. AVD. Ah, you know what? We can go for that. And then go large like that on the side. That's pretty cool. That's pretty nifty. So you can change it like that. You can change it. And does that mirror on the other side? Yes. Lovely. See, so you can place your sponsors however you like. You can do certain colors. So there's AVD here where there's so many. Is this one? Yeah, there we go. So see that color, I want that in black. You put that in red on the top, so you can change all the colors. You can change the rotation, the scaling, the movement. Obviously, it's not like a place it with your mouse. It's more about using these icons, because obviously this will be on console as well. But lots of slots. So many different sponsor areas. Like you can see here. We got over here. Here. So many. So you can really try and make this look like a proper Formula 1 car with so many. So you can do the Zach Brown simulator, basically, and do many sponsor placements to try and make your car look as cool as possible. So I think that's everything for now, looking through the menus that we can dive into and kind of suss out what's different and what's like refreshed, etc. So we've gone through everything pretty much with the drivers. Facility scouting is pretty much like the set. You go big scout. We've got a lot to scout. We can even scout F2 people, which is really cool. Now we can go towards. So we've got a sponsor plan. For the upcoming period. So we have to. Oh wow, this is so intricate. So each of these green icons, you can see, moves the needle of engagement with each of our sponsors. And then on the bottom you can see, is it a staff activity, is it a VIP activity, is it a driver activity? So we can do like a race day experience, for example. Let's do a staff activity, race engineer interview. We can go for a head of aero guided tour. We can do a post-race debrief, and then we can do a sponsor director talk. So all of that is going to move the needle or engagement. Mandatory guaranteed funding is nothing, but we've got the engagement projected funding of 3.5 million after this 6-week sponsor plan. So we begin the sponsor plan, and that's how we're going to earn our money with our sponsors that we've signed. So you sign the sponsors, you know what they're willing to give you, and then you action it with a sponsor plan, and you have to execute it, you know, with the planning you've got, basically. And with that, you can move into the Grand Prix. I won't bother doing upgrades or anything like that, because obviously I'll leave that to my actual career mode. Let's just get into the race weekend then. And delve into seeing how our own team looks out there on track. And again, race targets. This looks 100% better than it did in the last game. Oh my god, this looks so much nicer to look at. So we can aim for second or higher. Let's go for fifth or higher. Let's go a little bit less risky. You can see there's big risk in the red on this, orange, and then low risk. Let's go for low risk. Car number 2, let's go for low risk as well. And then we move into the race weekend. Nice new loading screen.
F1 is back, ladies and gentlemen, and the grid is set to grow. A new season is upon us as Formula 1 returns to the Middle East, ready to kick things off here in Bahrain. But change is afoot. The paddock has grown, the grid extended. Yes, that's right, 11 teams, 22 drivers, and the hottest competition motorsport has to offer. Exciting weekend ahead at Red Bull with a brand new driver on board of their car. Our weekend action starts here.
So very cool to hear that even Crofty's VO lines, are stating, the fact that there's an 11th team on the grid, and obviously the driver changes because obviously we've nicked Verstappen and Lando, so they've got new drivers in play. All very, very cool. But now we're going to go into the race weekend. We're going to go to this new area where you can now simulate each session. You can also simulate the race, by the way, which is obviously a thing that we mentioned before in a previous video. But you can now simulate to qualifying. You can simulate to the race, basically. And just get into it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to simulate. I'm going to go into qualifying. I'm going to simulate through to Q3 to see how we can do in Q3. But let's simulate to qualifying so we can skip practice 1, 2, 3, simulate it all in one go, in one foul swoop.
There's tension in the air today, so it must be time for qualifying.
Bahrain's track is dusty and abrasive. And even under the floodlights, qualifying is tough on soft tyres. Teams will need to use their tyre allocations wisely. They had an excellent performance in practice, setting a solid lap time. They must be feeling confident. But confidence doesn't necessarily mean success in Formula One.
Here we go, folks. It's time to get started.
Well, here we go into qualifying again. Looking at those cutscenes, it's really clear that they've shown and talked about in a previous video I did, stepping up the graphics and the upgrades to all the textures and the faces of the engineers, even let alone the drivers. Send out. Here we go for the first time. Here is our baby. It's our car. Look at it. Send Verstappen out as well. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Seeing your own car in the flesh. And we've got... This is a new helicopter camera. Yep. Helicopter camera. So you've got the normal. That's like the normal on-track cameras. And this is really cool to be able to see, the livery. But this is the helicopter camera. So this is giving you another angle of the race. This is almost like a nice top-down racer sort of style that follows us through. And this is really cool because this gives you a kind of, this is a nice, obviously more official way to look at the circuit. But this gives you a really good outlook on the entire race. Like instead of going from map view like this, you can go like this and actually see quite a lot of what's going on here. And, these angles are very similar angles to what you can see sometimes in real life as well. Then you've got the onboards. With the T-cam, you've got the rear view, you've got the shoulder cam, nose cam, and then obviously the driver bird's eye view in helmet. Of course, this is a development build, so the polish is maybe not there, but from F1 23, F1 Manager 23, how lovely the helmet cam and all the cameras looked and how the polish was eventually. So just take it with a pinch of salt, but I'm loving the fact that we can have a custom car like this, and it's just cool to see. Really, really cool. Obviously, the custom driver suits as well. But yeah, helmet cam. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. It just adds a new dynamic. It makes it look like a whole different kind of game, basically. So our cars come in. Verstappen's P1, Lando P5. With 8 tenths to find on Max. So let's go with 1 flying lap. And Perez, ironically, in the Red Bull, the lead Red Bull now, with a very random second driver in there. Perez 0.067 off his former teammate in Red Bull, who's sat in the garage because we haven't bothered to go out, because I think we should have the pole position unless Perez is on a quick one. Let's see. Following him from the helicopter camera, and he's coming in. So we have pole position for Max Verstappen. Even when we create our own team, in the end, Max Verstappen gets pole position. So we could simulate this race. You know what? Let's simulate this one race, and then we'll go into the next one. So now you can choose simulate session. So if you want to skip a race, you can do. And this is going to be a great way for those of us, like myself, who want to do multiple seasons, maybe do different scenarios and stuff like that. You can click through and simulate and confirm, and it'll just simulate it for you and give you the results. So in the end, the simulation said that it was a 1-2 for Ferrari. We moved down from P1 and what was it, like P5 or something? Or P3, P4, no, P4. We moved down 3 positions with Lando and Verstappen P7. So maybe even though the car was good, missing our kind of management expertise, as it were. But now I'll go to the next race and I'll actually do the start of that one. You can see at the end of the race, we've got driver performance, and now this is about the contract bonuses. So it looks like our contracts were 20th or higher, so we still lose some money to both drivers, but the race targets was not met. So after that race, you can see that we've got an issue of the team race results. So that's negatively affected Randeep Singh, Enrico, GP, Hugh Bird, plus 5 more. So a lot of people were upset at that race result, and that's reduced our mentality just so slightly, and that's the kind of biggest issue at play. So for Jeddah, for this one, I'm going to go ahead and simulate all the way to the race, so we can also look how that works out and just see it in play, basically. And we're going to go now into the actual race weekend here at Jeddah, and no, 5th and 1st. Very solid, very similar to what you had in Bahrain, but now Jeddah, one stop on offer, it would seem. Lando on the medium tire, Max on the soft. I'm going to go both on the soft tire, and let's go soft to. Let's split the strategy. Soft to medium, soft to hard.
Welcome back, everyone. The final preparations are now being made as we head into the race. We look now to Esteban Ocon, who's clearly ready and raring to go.
Starting in 20th, the points are a long way off. Can they get a good start here and push for a respectable finish?
And it'll be exciting to see just what will happen here today. It's almost time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
Here we go, lights out, we're underway. Verstappen P1 for our car into turn 1. The Ferrari side by side 2-3 there, but Verstappen leads the way in our custom car. Oh, it's looking lovely in P1, I must say. Lando P5, let's see. We've got a helicopter cam, but we can go to onboard, and we're behind Sergio Perez. We've got the other Red Bull behind us in P6, but right now it's a good start for that boy Max Verstappen. From the helicopter cam we can see he's got no one really too near him. 5 tenths in hand to Leclerc behind as we go into the heart of sector 2. So let's speed this up. Let's see how this goes in terms of... Okay, so the engine temperature is already very hot, so that's going to be something you have to watch out for. Engine temperature is now very hot, so that's a new thing. We really didn't have engine temps playing into F1 Manager 23, so that's something else we have to worry about in the race, is engine temps. And then if we go to powertrain, we've now got risk levels for the different parts. So we've got low risk right now for each of these, but they could go to medium risk or high risk. And that's the risk of fault, by the way. And then the fault will come up here, basically. And then we've got the powertrain temperature. It's overheating right now, and the wear rate is increasing because the temperature is high. And then we've got, we can look into the tires a bit more with the temperatures and the aero with the different parts and the conditions. But we can now also obviously the temperatures just here as well, as Verstappen is defending successfully against Leclerc for now, as Lando is still P5. We can see Perez and the Ferrari side by side momentarily, so we're trying to maybe get Lando ahead of that Red Bull car. Let's go to neutral and a bit of battle assist, which is the same from last year's game. But yeah, now engine temperature is going to play into play, and we're going to have to worry about that a lot more, it would seem. Verstappen lost a position. Replay. Let's have a look at that. Leclerc came through. Oh, very, very close on the right. He comes with the left. Oh, what an overtake! Unbelievable overtake from Leclerc there. A nice replay there, actually. A different replay view of it with the switching onboard cameras. That's kind of nice. Right, Verstappen P2 then. Behind Leclerc. Surely with a bit of deploy, we can get this done. Attack. Go aggressive, mate. Aggressive. Let's go for the move. Let's get him. Here we go. On the inside. Helicopter cam. Oh, lovely little view of that overtake. He's into first place. You'll love to see it. Oh, no. Leclerc comes back at him. Leclerc comes back. On the outside. Leclerc. Back through. No, Verstappen with a dive. Comes through. Seals back the P1. Lando still looking at the back of, well, that's Carlos Sainz in fourth place there, and it's Perez in third as the Red Bull climbs up one position. All right, we've got Lando making an overtake. Leclerc is overtaking Verstappen, unfortunately, but Lando is in the mixer here, looking to make an overtake. But no, he gets overtaken by the Red Bull. It's 2 by 2. Oh, this helicopter camera is really good to see when it's like, when you've got so many cars bunched up. You can see a much better overview of everything. But Lando gets pushed down the order. The engine temperature is still pretty high for him, whereas with Max, it's lower. And that's because Max is in clean air, obviously. So Lando's temperature is higher, even though we're not pushing the fuel, because his temperature, because of the dirty air that he's experiencing, it would seem. Whereas Max is in clean air right now. So that's really cool, that simulation of the engine temps behind the cars. And the same with the tyres as well, to be fair, because Lando's tyre, even though I've been pushing him, his tyre temps have been slightly higher in general than Verstappen, because Verstappen's had that clean air. Oh, yellow flags. Mechanical fault. Mechanical fault for Zhou Guanyu. What's it going to be in the kick Sauber? We don't know quite yet. That replay didn't really show us too much there. But now, by the way, you may have seen it, that it didn't show us the fuel at the start of the race. Only once you get into the race do you really get an idea of what the fuel is looking like, which is realistic because, you know, it's hard to calculate that from the start of the race. Whereas now we can see what the fuel's like. Whereas Lando, I think he just overtook, or he was looking to overtake Sainz. He's been re-overtaken. Let's see if he can make a move into the next lap. Come on, Lando. Yes, there we go. Oh, Leclerc's overtaking Verstappen. Very similar move. Can I see a replay of Lando on Sainz, maybe? No. I mean, we've got him. Oh, here we go. Lando's overtake on his mate, Carlos Sainz, on the inside. Nice little sling. Lovely. How are we doing on tyre? Okay, so tyre wear-wise, we're doing quite okay, you know. 75% to 60 for the Red Bull here. We're actually higher than Leclerc on a softer compound. So Verstappen doing wonders for the tyre saving here. Lando also doing a better job. So it's good to see already, first race on this game in a preview build, that I'm already carrying over the excellent tyre management that I have been able to culture and cultivate in the last couple of, you know, episodes and seasons of my F1 Manager 23 career mode, basically. There's a bit of temperature here, so I'm going to use the fuel for Lando and push the tyres a bit. Try and, well, I want to try and get away from Sainz if we can, and try and close up to the top two if we can. But right now, Sainz is being rather... What the? Oh my god. I was pushing and Lando's lost 2 positions. Also, by the way, because I'm sure people will be interested, let's just have a look at the different onboards as Verstappen overtakes Leclerc for our team. Yellow flags for what? I don't know. We've got the McLaren, the Aston Martin, the Mercedes, Red Bull, the Visa Cash App RB. That's a nice... See, that's a great onboard. That's a great onboard. That is the silver that really needs to be fixed on the other F1 game. Williams, Haas, Alpine, and the Kick Sauber car. Right now with Lando, we are in the midst of his former teammate, Oscar Piastri there. As we've fallen away a little bit from Sainz. Ferrari showing better pace. I'm kind of seeing how they managed to get a 1-2 in the previous simulation, because, yeah, they're pretty good right now. But Verstappen has got a margin on Leclerc. We've got a bit of fuel to play around with, so I'm going to play with some fuel with Verstappen, try and push away on the soft compound. Is this going to cause a safety car? Safety car? Oh, it's going to be Stanek in the Red Bull, the man who replaced Verstappen. Oh! Loses the back end, I think. Oh, that was nice. That was a cool touch. The camera broke up a bit at the end there. I'm pretty sure that was an effect on purpose, not the game just having a bit of a little issue there. That was cool. That was cool. Right, Verstappen's going to pit very soon. On the next lap, he's going to pit. Go on to the hard tyres like we've planned. Stay within that DRS, and he's going to overtake Leclerc, and he's going to come into the pits, leading from the lead of the race, I should say. Comes in, and let's watch the camera coming into the pits to see our... Well, it's actually going to be the next lap, sorry. And Leclerc... Oh, Leclerc pit. Okay, interesting. Right, we're coming in. Here we go. So Leclerc going for the undercut maybe. Verstappen comes in. Come on, pit crew. Oh, this is a nice look at the custom livery there. Very good. Good pit stop. Wasn't too bad. 2.8. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. And Leclerc is going to come out ahead of us with the undercut working, but we're now on a fresh set of hards. What is he on? Hards as well. Okay. We are matching Leclerc for tyres. Meanwhile, for Lando, we continue on in P2. 4.6 ahead of behind Sainz, though. So Sainz has got that extra pace. Although, to be fair, we've got tyre wear on him. So we could probably go aggressive for a bit now. Okay, this is crucial. Lando's P1. Leclerc's there. Verstappen P3. Piastri's yet to pit either, I don't think. And the gap from Verstappen to Leclerc is 6 seconds. So there is actually a significant gap that Leclerc's pulled. That Ferrari's really pushing, though. Because I think tyre wear-wise, yeah, 4% lower right now. So if Lando could defend, that would be very, very ideal. Just to slow Leclerc up. Yeah, there you go. To be honest, I got it all wrong. I need GP being on Max's engineer. I've swapped them round. I didn't swap them round. It's kind of weird to hear GP talking to Lando. But yeah, absolutely don't let him by. Try and defend him if you can, Lando. Come on. Defend him. Defend him. Defend like a lion. Defend like a lion. No, the tyre wear maybe just isn't there. 41% tonight. To be fair, he did well there to hold him up at that corner. He did well. He did well. DRS, though, for the Ferrari may just be a bit too much. Into that corner. Lando gets overtaken. Let's go neutral. Let's go balanced. And let's continue on, though, because we've got a little bit longer to go until we go onto the softs. All right, we've wrecked these tyres. Absolutely wrecked these tyres, but we're going to go on to softs. So hopefully that'll be paying us dividends. Right now, though, the Ferraris are bloody quick. Sainz has overtaken me. I can see how Ferrari got the 1-2 in the last race. They are a little bit too quick, potentially. But obviously, these are, as it says here, it's development build, game assets, and ratings not final. So the Ferrari, maybe in this build, is a bit quick. But obviously, they will eventually get to a nice point. But in terms of the well, you can see that, yeah, the engine temps definitely make a difference now, I'm seeing. At least the tyre saving's good. Like, it's still intuitive as it was in F1 Manager 23. Oh, safety car! Oh! 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 That's good for us. That's good. Lando just came... Oh, yeah. One lap longer, we could have pit under the safety car for Lando. It could have been like Miami all over again. Right. Right, calm it down then. Calm it down, lads. Calm it down. Sargent's crashed. That's why the safety car is out. Sargent comes through. Where is it? On the... Oh! Big crash, big crash, big crash. All right, safety car start. Oh, the Ferraris have pit. Have they? What happened? Oh, yeah. Leclerc pit, and he's got a pit stop issue. That's giving Verstappen the lead. Ferrari pit onto another set of hards, and they have a pit stop issue. That is very Ferrari of them, I must say. So Verstappen now leads the way. We've not pit. So quite a few people made a second stop then. Sainz onto softs. We've just been on these for 6 laps, but we've been saving. So we've gained a bit there with Verstappen, but now everyone else can have fresher tyres around us. Lapped cars now may overtake. Okay. Lapped cars getting past us. That's pretty... that definitely wasn't a thing in the last game, was it? I'm pretty sure not. That's good. That's pretty cool to see. They unlap themselves, so we go even longer then in the safety car period. Now safety car ending. Right. Verstappen, what are we saying? Off the start. Let this be a good start. Keep P1, mate. Keep P1. Yes, good. Just about. But my God, that Ferrari's quick. That is a quick Ferrari. It very much is. Right, using a lot of deploy there. You can see how quick the Ferrari is. We're pulling away already with the Ferrari, with Verstappen there. And then there's a bigger gap to Alonso, Piastri and Lando following in behind his teammate. Verstappen under pressure, massive pressure from both Ferrari cars. And the Ferrari's passed. To be honest, I think they're just going to be a bit too quick for us in this race. What can we do with Lando, though? I really want him to climb up the order with 11 laps to go. Can he not get his teammate? I'm really hoping so. Come on, mate. Make that overtake. Make that overtake. Oh, big dive bomb. Big dive bomb from Lando on Piastri, and he's got him, the soft compound, to good use. Now, next up is Fernando Alonso. Verstappen, well, the Ferraris have pulled away. Leclerc, P2, and it's Sainz in P1. So I think the strat for Verstappen now is just trying to keep the P3, really, as Alonso's pressurising us a bit, but that's because he's on... Well, no, he's just on a fresher set of media, of hards, I guess. As Verstappen is actually re-overtaking Leclerc, though. Hang on a minute. He's re-overtaking Leclerc. I didn't even see that overtake happening. Just a dive on the inside, is it? I think so. Yeah, very nice dive for Verstappen. And now, all of a sudden, Lando's ahead of Verstappen on the soft compound tyre. Didn't see that coming. Alonso is actually P3. He's fighting Ferrari. Alonso on the inside. Jeez. So it's really all gone down the toilet as I've been simulating through, because I'm just this is just a preview race, and I've got limited time in my hands-on with this game in this session that Frontier have allowed me to be in. So I just wanted to skip through to the end. But in the end of it, Sainz dominating. Alonso, surprisingly, in the Aston got up to P2, and we've fallen away. It's actually been very difficult to manage with the engine temperatures now. The fuel temps I'm okay with, like you can kind of, you know, do the usual thing, but engine temps really difficult now because you want to burn fuel. We've got 4 kg extra fuel with Lando, but the engine temps are getting so high that it's going to start wearing the engine too much and maybe affecting performance. So it's a very tricky balancing act with the engine temps, and yeah, the two drivers close together, I guess, shows in this Crater team. You know, even though we've got a great driver, great starting point for the car, there's work to do to get it into a better race car come this Sunday. Because, you know, Verstappen qualified P1, pole position, so it's just about getting better race pace out of the car, basically. So in the end, it's going to be Carlos Sainz that wins this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's a 1-2 for Ferrari again. Alonso P3. We come home P6 and 7 with Lando Norris and Max Verstappen. But it's a nice little insight into race gameplay in F1 Manager 24. The engine temperature, that's a whole new kettle of fish to look into. It's still good. It's still fun to manage the race, I would say, with the tyres and the pushing. And this just shows also, to be fair, that even with good drivers and a good starting point, again, bringing upgrades, consistent upgrades, and trying to make your car better in certain areas is going to help out, because clearly we weren't too great in some aspects in this race as we fell away compared to others, even though we qualified so high. But a really cool thing to get a preview of the game like this, see the different drivers, the different cars, and obviously just the whole Crater team aspect, basically. The 11th team on the grid, 22 drivers now. Very cool. So that's going to be it then for me today from this F1 Manager 24 Crater Team Career Mode preview. Guys, if you have enjoyed the video, then be sure to hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And if you're around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.